Guys, welcome to the very first ever PCXTV product review. Let's get started with the Vive Z2 Pro. To give you an idea, it is a smartphone revolutionized by Lenovo for its unique features. Truly a remarkable device with its build quality and display. Definitely a lot to talk about. I'm Emil. Let's get started. So Lenovo, in all honesty, is mostly known when it comes to their laptop franchise rather than what they offer when it comes to mobile. So as a way to join in with the mobile leaders such as Apple, Samsung, HTC, and LG, they came up with the Vive Z2 Pro. Lenovo had to crank up the specs, which is what most manufacturers do every year for their flagship phones. Lenovo might actually stand a chance, especially considering that the Z2 Pro is much more affordable while rivaling the specs of the upcoming Galaxy Note 4. Let's start with the size of the phone. For a phone with a 6-inch display, you better expect you'll never be able to operate it with one hand. Unless you have the palm of a giant, then you should have no problem at all. With dimensions of 5.85 by 3.01 by 0.31 inches, it can come off as intimidating. The device is actually compact compared to some devices available on the market. This is due to the very slim bezel design put on the top, bottom, and sides of the device, making it relatively small. So our device sample comes in black, or as Lenovo calls it, titanium. It is also worth mentioning that the Vive Z2 Pro comes in a gold color option. The materials used for the Vive Z2 Pro is a brushed aluminum unibody design that gives the device its executive feel in hand. On the left side of the device, you would see only the volume rocker. On the right, you will see the power button and the SIM tray for the device. It is important to take note that the Vive Z2 Pro does actually support a dual SIM feature, but I would not recommend switching out SIM cards too often, as even though the SIM tray itself is made out of aluminum, it is somewhat flimsy and may be prone to breaking. On top of the device, you will see the 3.5mm head jack. On the bottom, you will find the micro USB port coupled with a speaker and a small hole for the microphone. On the back of the device is a beautiful brushed aluminum finish with a strong 16-megapixel camera with optical image stabilization and dual flash. Take note of the camera module protruding just a little bit from the device. Personally, I would have liked it if the overall back of the device is flat, but I guess some design sacrifices had to be made in order to fit all of its glory in a measly 7.7mm thickness shell. In front, you will see the earpiece, front-facing camera, 3 capacitive buttons composed of menu, home, and back embedded on the lower bezel on the screen, and that amazing 6-inch IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen with a resolution of 1440 by 2560 pixels, given an overall 490 ppi in pixel density. Samsung and LG better learn to start thinking twice, as this is Lenovo's entry against the Note 4 and G3, all of which offer the same 2K display, but in Lenovo's case, you get a much more affordable price. Something to take note of the Vive Z2 Pro screen besides the display is the lack of color degradation in terms of color shifting when viewing at angles. Setting the device to maximum brightness is relatively okay, unlike in some devices where brightness levels set at maximum can blind its user. This is probably due to the color reproduction of the IPS panel of the Vive Z2 Pro, which does not make colors overly saturated, especially in high brightness settings, but at the same time, maintain realistic color samples in image and video production. Again, the speaker is located at the bottom part of the device. I might have actually preferred if Lenovo went with the upcoming trend of front-facing speakers, as it tends to produce high-quality music simply because of the speaker being directly in front of the user. But still, it manages to make quality sounds. Don't expect it to be on par with something like the HTC One M8, but it can definitely go along or even be better than the sound quality and production of the iPhone 5s. In terms of camera performance, the Vive Z2 Pro shines with its high sensitivity 16 megapixel rear camera with optical image stabilization and its auto scene detection, which is a leap forward in phone camera technology. You can snap superior images even in low light due to its dual LED flash, its advanced 6-piece lens module, and true 16:9 PSI sensor. Combined with the latest Snap Ed camera app, you can take control of your image taking with pro features including advanced parameter selection, ultra and art night shot modes, and ultra panorama. The shutter speed is something to take note of. At times, the device can quickly take photos by means of point and shoot, but there are times that it has to keep up in order to focus properly. Now, it's a slim case, so your mileage may vary. Going to the front-facing camera for all the selfie fans out there, it is very clear and sharp, rivaling to that of other Android competitors like Samsung, which is known for their camera technology. Overall image quality is great, including video production, which is also capable of recording at 4K at 30 FPS. It's kinda like having a Samsung flagship smartphone, meaning it can produce realistic color quality images rather than that of an iPhone, which oversaturates photos. In terms of camera performance, it can never outperform a DSLR camera, but the Vive Z2 Pro can replace your point-and-shoot camera on its own. Its UI is similar to the MIUI utilized by Xiaomi phones. This is what currently is being utilized by Chinese manufacturers. This basically mimics the Apple iPhone's UI, but integrated into Android. The Vive Z2 Pro also comes preloaded with software by Lenovo called Do It. It's a series of apps that are built in to let users and their devices do more, such as share data with other Android devices without requiring a network, keep their devices safe against viruses and malware, and back up their contacts and text messages, some of which can be uninstalled depending on the user preference, while others can only be disabled. Lenovo's 3D gesture control can be used to communicate with the device, depending on the application which is able to utilize the said feature. This can even work with games such as Subway Surfers. In terms of performance, the Vive Z2 Pro is no slouch. With a power-efficient Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 2.5 GHz processor with 3 GB RAM, it delivers the muscle needed to match any combination of photography, apps, videos, or games. Take note that this processor is the same one used by Galaxy S5, Sony Xperia Z2, and the HTC One M8. In other words, the Vive Z2 Pro can go against other flagship offerings up to this date, but with a relatively easy price tag for your budget. Overall, the Lenovo Vive Z2 Pro is an amazing device. Now, there are some complaints when it comes to the device, such as the battery is not replaceable, the capacitive buttons in terms of the symbols are quite confusing, but your mileage will vary. The device tends to heat up under heavy load, but this is due to its aluminum unibody design, which pretty much build up heat anyways. Still, with all of that said, it has an amazing 2K display, a fast processor and build quality made to rival, and dare I say it surpass some of the current flagship phones available in the market. It is a device that will shine on its own. Personally, I will put it on my shopping list next time I look for a smartphone. The Lenovo Vive Z2 Pro, everybody. Available in PC Express and PCX mobile stores nationwide. My name is Emil. Let's do this again. Like this video, click subscribe for more.
Blood!